trade today at the interbank foreign exchange on increased demand for the American currency from importers. Correspondent Sidhant Sibal giving us details from the newsroom. Sidhant, doesn't look to be a very happy day today. Everything seems to be down, whether it's the market, the GDP or the stock markets. Just give us a roundup on first the GDP and the reasons for this, although it is in line with government estimates.
Well, of course, a big day for the economy, for rupee markets and the GDP. Well, on GDP, the big news is 5%, lowest in a decade. But what next? Good news, this was the bad news. The good news is from down we are supposed to go up, and of course we will go up because the government of India had taken number of reforms, especially when Finance Minister P. Chidambaram took the finance ministry, took charge of the finance ministry in September of 2012. Number of reforms include FDI in retail, FDI in aviation sector, deregulation of petrol, partial deregulation of diesel. So number of measures which have given optimism for the foreign institutional investors, and inside internal in the economy, of course, a buoyancy. We have seen the inflation coming down. We have seen IIP numbers also up. Exports, which for in 2012 they were in negative zone for almost 6 months, were in positive territory in all the months from January to the last month, all in positive territory. So of course from low we can only expect to go high, and this is the optimism which is going in the industry itself. For this financial year, the PMESC has said that our economy is going to grow about 6.2%, and the Center for Monitoring the Indian Economy has said 7.2%. OECD, which came out with this figure, said 5.3%. Remember, despite slowing to 5%, Indian economy grew so much that according to OECD, India is now the third largest economy after China and the US, which of course is a big good news, especially for the policymakers in the North Bloc. And other thing is, the crucial things which we have to await is the 16th June RBI monetary policy, which will of course decide the next trajectory of growth. RBI was already in a dilemma between growth versus the inflation debate, but of course now inflation has come down, GDP numbers are also up. So of course all bets will be on growth. The other is rating agency. S&P had threatened earlier this year that it will downgrade India's status to junk from BBB negative. Now of course India has a good case that GDP, that our rating number should be upgraded to a better one. And the final figure is the fact that GST which was supposed to come, this could be a negative news because earlier this week when Prime Minister was in Japan, he said GST can now only happen after the general election 2014.
Sidhant, we're going to leave it there. We'll try and get back to you later and try to get a sense of the